All right, buckle up because today we're going deep on resilience, the kind that turns setbacks into wins. We're talking about the wild ride of Mr. Phil Bamford.
A name you might not know yet. Good.
Oh, you'll remember it.
You will. And we've got the goods to unpack it all, excerpts from his book, Hidden Depths.
A document simply titled Mr. Perseverance.
Catchy.
Right. And even some snippets from his talks. So think of us as your
cheat sheet to this guy's incredible story.
Exactly. But where do we even begin? I mean, his life is...
Well, that's the thing. It's not just one big obstacle he hurdles. It's like a whole...
Yeah, reaction.
Yeah, challenge after challenge, and he just meets them head on.
With, like, superhuman grit.
Almost unbelievable. But before we jump into the thick of it...
Yeah, let's rewind a bit.
Back to the beginning. What set the stage for this never say die attitude?
Right. Gotta wonder where that comes from.
Well... Hidden Depths gives us a peek into his family-loving, supportive...
But his siblings, high achievers, and his dad, master salesperson.
Instilling those classic values, hard work, determination.
Sounds like, the recipe for success.
You'd think so, right? But what's interesting is Phil wasn't a straight-A student, not drawn to that.
No.
No. He found his passion in sports, squash specifically.
Ah, the perfect breeding ground for resilience.
Isn't it? And there's this great story about a coach who doubted Phil could even make it to first grade in squash.
Because?
Weak backhand, quote unquote.
Ouch. Imagine being told you're not good enough because of one specific thing.
Especially when you turn out like Phil did. How do you think that shaped him?
Knowing Phil, I bet he used it as fuel.
Oh, absolutely. Prove that coach wrong, big time.
Didn't just reach first grade. He ended up on this powerhouse squash team, right?
8 grand finals in a row.
And they won.
5 of them.
So, yeah, resilience, determination, all there from the start.
But it wasn't just proving others wrong, was it?
No, there's this sense that he thrives on exceeding expectations.
Spot on. And that becomes even more clear when he shifts gears from sports to business.
Oh, here we go.
Takes on the management of, get this, a struggling council swimming pool.
Not some swanky private club.
Nope. Public pool needed serious help. People were skeptical, to say the least.
Bet he turns it around.
In 4 years. Takes it from a $320,000 valuation
to
$2.5 million.
Whoa. That's not just good management. That's a complete...
transformation.
Right. But how? Marketing genius, cost-cutting wizardry.
Mr. Perseverance hints at a few things. First, he understood the community.
Knew what they needed?
Exactly. Made the pool valuable to them. Targeted programs, family events, the whole...
Bring him in and keep him coming back strategy.
Yeah. And second, he wasn't afraid to get his hands dirty.
Not just some suit in an office.
No way. This was a leader on the ground making it happen.
So vision plus action seems to be a pattern with Phil.
Sure does. But, as with any good story, there's a twist.
Uh-oh, what happened?
Council decision. They forced him to relinquish the pool.
Seriously? After all that?
Led to some heavy financial and personal losses. Can you imagine? Pouring your heart into something?
Only to have it ripped away.
Just like that. How do you bounce back from that kind of blow?
I'd probably just curl up in a ball.
But not Phil. This is where his story takes a turn for the, well...
remarkable.
Exactly. Facing financial ruin, he decides to reinvent himself.
How?
Develops safety management software. Calls it Online WHS.
Fetchy.
And get this, 0 formal IT training.
Wait, what?
His initial design. 385 interconnected Excel spreadsheets.
You're kidding?
Nope. We might laugh now, but back then...
It was hardcore resourcefulness.
Right. And the dedication to make that work, to learn on the fly.
I convinced people that spreadsheet software was the real deal.
Oh, he did. But hold on, there's another layer to this.
More.
Oh, yeah. While building this business, he was battling a hereditary disease, requiring dialysis 5 times a day.
5.
5. The document even mentions him traveling all over Australia, pitching his software, having to do dialysis in airport restrooms.
No way. Seriously, how is that even possible?
That's Phil for you.
Yeah.
Most people, that's a stop sign, right?
For sure.
But for him, just another problem to solve.
It's mind-blowing, the commitment, the sheer will.
And then, in 2012, he gets a kidney transplant.
Amazing.
Right. But then, side effects from the anti-rejection meds, skin cancer treatments.
So even after a win, there's another hurdle. It's like...
life just kept testing him, but he kept pushing, expanding his business.
It makes you wonder, what drives someone like that? Is it just pure willpower?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And it's something we'll keep exploring as we...
Dive deeper.
Exactly. Because what comes next is even more unbelievable.
It's amazing to see how he just keeps bouncing back.
It's like each challenge, it just strengthens him somehow.
Doesn't break him, it makes him stronger, right?
Exactly. But going back to the spreadsheets for a minute.
Yeah, the 385 spreadsheet system.
It blows my mind that he built that with no formal IT background.
I mean, talk about making it work with what you've got.
It speaks volumes about his innovation, right? He didn't just learn to code. He envisioned a whole system.
A system nobody else was doing at the time.
Right, for workplace safety. He connected the dots, saw the possibilities where others didn't.
And let's not forget, all while on dialysis 5 times a day.
Seriously, try pitching a software idea, knowing you might need to dash to a restroom for dialysis at any moment.
Most people will be like, nope, can't do it.
But not Phil. It's a level of commitment you rarely see.
Makes you wonder what we could all achieve with that kind of focus.
Doesn't it? We all face challenges, right?
Big and small.
Maybe not software empires, but we all have our own hurdles.
Exactly. And I think that's a key takeaway here from Phil's story.
Not to copy his exact steps, but to take those principles, resilience, innovation,
the determination,
and apply them to our own lives.
So if we were making a Phil Bamford playbook,
ooh, I like that.
What would be the top plays?
Top play. Got to be embrace your why. Phil wasn't just in it for the money. There was a deeper drive, proving himself, making a difference.
That inner fire that keeps you going.
Exactly. And then there's build your team.
Right. He always had people in his corner, family, teammates, business partners.
Support is huge, whether it's personal or professional.
Absolutely. But there's one more play I'm thinking of, be adaptable.
Oh, that's a big one. Life rarely goes as planned, Ran.
Rarely.
Phil's ability to pivot, change course when he had to, that's what let him not just survive, but thrive.
Sometimes the detours take you to better places,
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
But the most crucial play of all, I think, believe in yourself.
Okay, but how do we see that in Phil's story?
Think about it. He had doubters, setbacks, people straight up betrayed him.
And yet?
He never lost sight of what he was capable of. That self-belief, that's what set him apart.
It's like that saying, whether you think you can or you can't, you're right.
Exactly. Phil clearly thought he could, and he proved it over and over.
So inspiring. But we can't forget there's still that chapter with the betrayal and the birth of Reverse Network.
Ah, yes. That's where we see his entrepreneurial spirit really shine, turning that negative into a positive.
A major comeback story.
You could say that. So he's put everything into building online WHS.
And then, boom, it's snatched away.
A real blow. But remember, this is Phil. He doesn't stay down for long.
No way. From his talks, it sounds like he immediately teamed up with Justin Harold.
Mm-hmm. And they launched Reverse Network.
Which is, by the way, on track to be a huge success.
Proof that he took that setback and turned it into something even bigger.
Almost like, I'll show you kind of thing.
Exactly. And that's resilience in action. But it highlights something else, too.
What's that?
Even after being burned, he still chose to collaborate, to trust another partner.
So he didn't let that one bad experience make him wary of partnership?
No, because he understood that collaboration, when it works, can be incredible.
I wonder what was special about Reverse Network that made it take off like that.
I think it comes down to Phil's ability to learn from experience. Reverse Network was in a different space.
Right. But he used what he'd learned from building online WHS.
Took what worked, left behind what didn't, and created something even better.
So not just starting over, but leveling up.
Exactly. And that's a powerful lesson. Setbacks happen, but they don't have to define us.
They can be fuel for growth, right?
Absolutely. It's all about perspective. Instead of seeing them as failures,
see them as chances to learn.
And come out stronger on the other side. But what's truly striking about Phil...
it's that optimism, isn't it?
It is. He goes through so much, but never seems to lose that hope.
That things will work out.
That's something we can all learn from. Staying positive, even when it's tough.
Like an inner compass that keeps pointing you towards the light.
I love that analogy. And that's why his story resonates so much.
It reminds us that we all have that power to choose how we respond to challenges.
We can give up, or we can rise above, learn, adapt, and keep moving forward, believing in ourselves.
That's a powerful message, especially these days when there's so much negativity.
It's easy to get caught up in that and forget our own strength.
So as we wrap up our deep dive on Mr. Perseverance, what's the one thing you want listeners to walk away with?
I want them to be inspired by Phil's journey, by his belief in himself, and how he turned obstacles into opportunities.
His story shows that we all have that potential to achieve amazing things.
If we're willing to embrace challenges, learn from our setbacks, and never give up on ourselves.
Beautifully said. And while we might not all face the same level of adversity,
We all have our own mountains to climb.
but Phil's story proves that with the right mindset, anything is possible. So there you have it, folks, the remarkable journey of Phil Bamford. We hope this deep dive into his world has left you feeling inspired, motivated, and ready to tackle whatever challenges come your way. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep pushing those boundaries.